A man accidentally cuts his finger while working on a screw. The blood that dripped quickly slipped through the wire mesh and landed on the moving assembly line below. His face turned pale with fear. He quickly warned his co-worker to shut off the power. Then he rushed over to the conveyor belt to inspect the bottles. Luckily, he managed to spot the drop of blood. He let out a sigh of relief, pulled out a handkerchief, and wiped it off. Then he bit open a tube of glue and applied it to the wound to stop any more bleeding. He thought he had the situation under control. The man signaled the supervisor to resume work, but a trace of blood still remained on one of the bottles. When the conveyor belt started up again, it carried the bottle into the filling plant. After being filled with juice, the blood-contaminated bottle was packed by workers and shipped from Brazil to the United States. It cleared customs, and eventually, a cartoonist picked it up at a supermarket. He had no idea that just one sip would cause an old man's heart to explode. The incident soon caught the attention of General Ross. After testing the juice, scientists found it contained high levels of gamma radiation. The general immediately sent a special forces unit to Brazil to capture the source of the blood, Dr. Bruce Banner. They tracked down his home using satellite surveillance and moved in. But the moment they kicked down the door and fired a tranquilizer inside, Banner was already gone. Turns out, 8 years on the run had turned Dr. Banner into a survivor. At the first sign of danger, he knew when to vanish. And thanks to his knowledge of the area, he quickly lost the Special Forces team after just a few blocks. But during the escape, he kept an eye on his heart rate. If it got too high, he'd have to stop and calm himself because once it crosses the danger line, he'd lose control and turn into a rage-fueled monster. Just when he thought he was in the clear, he ran into a gang of thugs. He apologized and begged them to back off, but they weren't interested. They chased him all the way back to the factory. They wanted to give him the kind of beating locals save for special occasions. But what they didn't know was once a man's heart rate hits 200, the Hulk comes out. Before one of the punks could land another blow, he was grabbed by the legs and hurled across the room. That's when the terrifying figure stepped out from the shadows.